forward again and he says, I wish when the peace talks with the Duke come, that you slay Agravain and rid me of this rivalry once and for all. Is this interesting to you?
That's quite a high-level assassination you're asking for.
True. There would be many rewards. What do you desire? Attractive land? Ennoblement?
I have to think that if he's going to be here for diplomatic purposes, right? If he's just jumped, we're probably going to be hung.
Well, if you get caught, I understand that you are not going to get caught. I wouldn't want you to confess under the rack that I put you up to this ignoble purpose. But I understood that you were quite capable individuals. Is that not the case?
Oh, it is the case. Oh, certainly. But it's high risk.
You're asking for something that involves a lot of consequences, regardless of whether or not we're immediately captured.
He narrows his eyes at you and says, I did not realize you could speak our tongue. You do so badly and with fetid breath. I can't speak again.
I'm going to murder this guy.
He says, do you think it prudent to tell me you are going to murder me in my own tent?
That was crosstalk.
I know. I couldn't resist. So he turns back to you, Regis, and says, of course, the rewards would be commensurate. And he leans over and gestures for his guard to open a chest. And sure enough, it is like filled with jewels and gold and silver. And he says, of course, you can ride off with this if you were to rid me at the cost of something a whole army cannot do. You should have a commensurate reward.
Very generous. I'm trying to think of ways that we can get somebody who's going to be under armed guard and probably in full view of everyone alone.
Oh, no, do not do it at the feast. His tent after the feast.
Yes, I understand. But he's going to have like 40 guards. Well, we can give it a shot. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I would want to know. I mean, I think one of the things we need to figure out is why he wants him dead so much.
I think it's a sure way to get killed.
Well then, if you refuse my offer, that is fine. I will not bear it against you. It is quite a daunting task. But you can't
not necessarily refusing it. We're just not necessarily not refusing it either.
Well, then, in such dark matters, discretion is perhaps best in any case. If Agravain should turn up dead of violent ways, the morning after the peace talks or this feast that the Duke is hosting, I would know who to reward.
Oh, I understand. The fact of the matter is we'll need to... It may be that a vulnerability shows itself and we can take advantage. It may be that it's simply not possible. We'll need to think it through.
If you wish, you may want to attend the prisoner exchange to assess his strength.
Certainly. I
can procure you an invite. You'll have to dress appropriately. He looks pointedly at you, Bonchard. And you're like half naked from the healing tent and like have like puckered arrow wounds from where they pulled them out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
are there like worms crawling towards me as well?
Oh God, that's right. Yes, they're like on you. You like maggots. Sweet.
Well, I think we should take this opportunity to pry him for information about why they feud so heavily.
He tells a story about how, in fact, he doesn't really know himself. All of a sudden, maybe 2 years ago, even though they had attended many feasts, always gotten along well, despite the fact that they're some of the bigger and more important lords in this duchy. He insulted him at a feast and said that he had ancestral claims to his land, and then sent raiders and a large army across. And so a similar siege had gone forth a few years past, and the prior duke died trying to stop an assault by Agravain's men upon Armengard's position. Well, their roles were reversed in that case. And he was able to fend off the assault, but the Duke died, and that's all he knows about it. Just, it seems like he'd had a change of character for no reason against him. Of course, he mentions how his close brother died many years ago, and so maybe that was something that had something to do with it, but he doesn't speak more about it.
Whose brother?
Agravain's. He says, yes, he was found to have committed treason against the Duke and died after a short trial. Apparently, the damsels and various priests who examined him believed him to have committed such treason.
Do you know what the nature of the treason was?
No, it was never said. We were young men at the time. This was the old Duke, of course.
Right.
And with that, unless you guys have any other questions, he will usher you from his tent. And,
yeah, I mean, there's no reason to not sniff the situation out, but even at the same time, it seems likely that the Agravain's been compromised by all forces, maybe, but we don't know that for a fact yet. It could be the other way around easily.
Yeah.
Also, again, we're talking about a real major political hit here. That shit getting pretty real. I don't even know how much I want jewels.
Yeah, I don't know if I want this kind of trouble.
If an opportunity were to present itself, and don't you have several disguises?
No, my only disguise is the one that I'm currently in, which is the Stallion Lord. I can go back to my old Joe Schmo self, but it's not really a disguise so much as it is an identity that I built up.
I mean, you could also just try to disguise yourself, but you have a full backstory for that one. You don't have to roll to be do I look like an stallion or whatever. Just to let you know.
Right. Okay.
It's something easier. You can always try to do anything you want to try and do. So with that said, about 5 days passed and you heal up, Joel, and I think you heal all your wounds. Yeah, 4 times 4 is 12, so you heal back up to full wounds. And then, do you guys want to go to the prisoner exchange or just attend the Feast of Peace?
Sure.
Am I at full wounds, Nick?
Yeah, everybody heals back to full wounds. Bone Shard was the only one low enough that I even had a question about it.
Okay.
And the day starts because the evening before, in late afternoon, you see the Duke's entourage arrive, and he brings with him a whole troop of men, maybe 25 knights and 100 men at arms, and under the ducal colors and everything. And there's trumpets and fanfare. And you notice amongst the Duke's entourage is one a dream-eyed, kind of diaphanous robed woman that you recognize as a priestess of the goddess of the lady. And also you see accompanying him is Lady Griselda, your old sponsor, let's say. And they get in at night, And do you guys like greet them or say anything when the Duke arrives? Or I mean, you've met the Duke before too, because he asked you to look into what happened to his family. Or do you just like kind of stay amongst the crowd or anything?
May seem better to be a little bit on the down low about any kind of friendship we have with the Duke.
Okay.
But not be public about it.
So they arrive. He sets up a tent in a place of honor, kind of towards the middle of the camp. And the next day is supposed to be the prisoner exchange. There's a troop of guards that come out with Ermengarde's men, and you can accompany them if you do so. Does anybody stay behind between the three of you? Okay.
No, I was trying to think if there's a reason to. No, I think going with this, it makes sense. Yeah.
You guys get out there and you see. I'm going to get a beer refill super quick. It won't take me 2 seconds. This nutritious food is getting in the way of my beer value. You can get a chuckle on that. Oh, okay, cool. So you guys get out to the prisoner exchange, and there is a troop of guys. The prisoners look like they've been through hell. They're like pale and wan. You see Chilfroy, your old tutelage. He's like coughing and like just looks terrible. Has like some red welts on his face that might be bruises, and they're led by a very large knight on a big black stallion, and he has like the colors of Agravain, which is like a big rearing lion.
Yeah.
And this man is not wearing any sort of helmet, and it's clearly like the important dude on the other side. And they started exchanging pleasantries with Ermengarde's herald, and then he locks eyes with you, Bone Shard, and says, "Are you Bone Shard the Barbarian?" Calling across the open field where the prisoners are being exchanged.
Wait, who's yelling at me?
There's a very big knight in fine armor with.
Okay, yeah, that dude. Yeah.
He yells out. His question. Do you respond?
Is there any reason to be stealthy at this point in time?
Well, you guys are all on your riding horses, kind of a few feet away. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll just yell back. Who wants to know?
He says, "I am Sir Bohemond the Strong, and I would not let you defeat me, churlish barbarian, in a duel as so happened to Sir Lothar at the tournament." And
I just laugh and say, there won't be any letting involved.
Except the letting of your blood, barbarian. He narrows his eyes and spits on the ground in a sign of disrespect off the side of his horse. And you can see, like you, he wields a large two-handed sword, although it is not a Zweihander, but a bastard sword.
Okay.
Cool. You accompany the men who take their prisoners back to their various families. Sorry, I have to attend to a technical detail.
Oh.
Gotta make sure that baby monitor is working. You know how it is. And then everybody's like invited to the feast. And once again, you see Sir Bohemond the Strong, Lord Agravain, and everybody is feasting. And there's like a head table. Let's see. and there's a big feast. Do you guys partake in wine and drink and merriment? You're set amongst the regular knights.
I challenge the big dude to an arm wrestling contest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty sweet. Um, let's see. You don't know the etiquette, so make a fellowship test.
That is.
Hang
Charm.
on, I got my dice up again.
Oh, you got him? Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Or I got a dice rolling app.
It's a shame. I made a good roll for you.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, you succeeded.
Yeah.
He as a brawny warrior, he steps forward and he says, "Very well, barbarian." And he like has people clear it off, and there's like a bard, like not just you, Brad, but another bard like comes by and looks like he's going to like sing songs over the mighty arm wrestling contest. Like a whole trestle table is like cleared and plates clatter to the ground as everything is made ready, and other knights gather around and look, and like he steps forward and he's wearing his like feasting doublet or whatever, and he like cracks his giant hands and brawny knuckles, steps down in front of you. Gah, no cheating.
I feel like you really sold that one.
Oh, thanks.
And I feel like you spent like right before you started this, you just watched Over the Top.
I don't know what Over the Top is. Is it like an arm wrestling show?
It's an arm wrestling movie from the 80s.
But not Roadhouse.
Yeah, it's like Roadhouse but for arm wrestling.
There's a bunch of arm wrestling in Roadhouse.
Yeah, I think Sylvester Stallone's in it.
Oh God, I've seen this movie on TBS. It's all coming back to me. So he gets his arm wrestling forward and make an athletics check. Ooh, your opponent got 6 successes.
Jesus.
Isn't it? Wouldn't it be strength?
It is strength, but like it's strength athletics. You don't have the athletic skill, sorry. So just do your strength.
Okay.
How many successes did you get, Bone Shard?
I got no successes. I'm gonna spend a fate point and re-roll that.
Fate point on this? Okay.
Yeah.
Choices were made.
It's a 7.
So how many successes is that?
Hang on, that
5,
is
isn't it?
5. Is it 5?
Yeah. So because you didn't critical and you got 1 fewer successes, after like the wood on the table starts cracking underneath the strength that you guys are putting into it, and there's like various nobles making sure neither one of you is cheating, but he just overpowers you at the last minute with like a slight twist in his wrist fist area, and there's a crash as your fist goes into the ground, and like 2 tables away some like glasses are knocked over by the impact that tremors through the ground of your mighty arm wrestling contest.
I don't know. Isn't a wrist twist cheating? Pretty sure he played a little bit fast and loose.
Like a little, like just a little slight movement. I was just trying to describe how he.
No, I understand. I'm trying to get Bone Shard in to call foul and kill this guy.
Well, I mean, you are a bloodthirsty barbarian, Bone Shard, so you can just accuse him of cheating.
Yeah, I mean,
Trump style, like
Well, I mean, I could say. Well, I'll put it this way. I'll challenge him to 2 out of 3, and then I'll swig a gallon of ale.
He says, "I will defeat you again," and then steps forward for another arm wrestling contest. All right, this time he only got 2 successes.
Jesus Christ. It's a 13. How many successes is that?
4. So you defeat him the second time.
Jesus Christ! All right.
There's a resounding "Ah!" And now everybody in the feasting hall, or well, it's tent. The feasting tent has gathered round, with the exception of Ermengarde and Agravain themselves. Even the Duke has come over to see what all the commotion is. Schrodegar's like, I always like that bone shard. Sir Bohemond the Strong.
Well, hang on.
Whoa.
I'll ask him if he wants to put any money on it.
Who, Robert? I mean, sorry, Bohemond?
Yeah.
Obviously, I debated whether to name him Bohemond or Robert. He says, no, this is for honor.
All right. Well,
Trying to be
since you have none, I'll take that from you.
Oh, that's almost like a duel to the death. Good thing. Anyway, he got 3 successes.
All right. I'm going to spend another fate point.
Oh my god. Let's see how many you have left. You only have 1 left, dude.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna get. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
All right, how many successes did you get?
Hang on, I'm rolling it now. It's a 25, so that's
3
what's my
as well? Oh, you tied? Oh my god. We got a 35. He got 3 successes. You got 3 successes. We're just gonna have to do another test. All right, he got 3 more successes. Roll again.
I got a 33.
So that's 2 successes?
Well, wouldn't I have any momentum built up?
No.
No, but that's a critical. A 33 is a critical.
Oh, it's a critical. Okay, you win because it's a critical. There's resounding shouts of glory, and you clapped on the back by the knights of Ermengarde, and huzzah! Huzzah! For he's a jolly good fellow, the barbarian bone shard, the bloodthirsty beast.
How pissed off is this dude?
He is super pissed and grabs a giant like wineskin and then goes huffing out of the hall. The Duke has returned to the main table where you can see there's animated discussions between him, his seneschal, Ermengarde, and Agravain, clearly trying to resolve some sort of peace terms. And those discussions look like they're going to go on for another like hour or two. You said you were drinking a flagon of whale, so make it consume ale. Make a consume alcohol test, my friend. And
it's a 45.
45?
Yeah, hang on. It's my dice rolling app is on the same thing. Do what?
You got 1 success. Your normal is 49.
Okay.
Man, you are mighty strong these days. Anyway, so you are fine. You're like drunk, but it's that like good buzz where it just makes you better at beer pong and arm wrestling, not worse.
Yeah.
Thing. In fact, it probably has improved your willpower score. Do you get drunk, Jarlisle or Regis?
I stick to 1 glass of wine, I think. Got to keep my wits about me.
So basically the feast dies off, and you can see that the notables at the head table look like they're about to pack up and go. And as this is dying down, Lady Griselda walks over to you and time
no see. How's the castle?
She says, Sir Roland has slain many minotaurs, but the beastman problem is not altogether gone. Thank you for asking, Regis. Bone shard. I recall we had an arrangement, but she gestures with her chin, her fine, shapely chin, which makes her large bosom heave in front of you. And your willpower is compromised after all your ale. She gestures towards the ransomed prisoner Chilfroy, who is coughing at a side table. And
Wait, I thought we never agreed to kill the dude.
No, I thought that's what you. That's why you.
Didn't we like?
She agreed to sleep with you because you were gonna do her a favor.
I thought she was doing that just to try and convince me.
No, I think there was an agreement.
Yeah,
I know
well.
we as human beings. Well, anyway, she looks at you suspiciously and says, "What is your business here if you are not killing Chilfroy?" She kind of doesn't seem that bothered.
The feast. I enjoy watching these political goings on, as you see, researching the ins and outs of these foreigners and their strange political ways. And there's chicken legs and wine.
You do not find it suspicious, the goings on with Agravain?
How so?
She shrugs as backing off now that you have also not shared any information.
Oh, no. Griselda, I didn't mean to offend.
No, she's not actually offended, just so you're clear, Mario.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, well, then disregard that I said anything.
Suspicious. The fact of the matter is I assume that there's probably about 40 different plots going on simultaneously and crisscrossing at this dinner. I'm keeping my eyes open.
Do you say that to Griselda?
Yes.
She nods. This is very true, but I think something more is going on here with Agravain than meets the eye, even beyond our, let's be frank, political intriguing and backstabbing that my class does engage in.
You believe he came here to accomplish something else?
Well said, Regis. You're a clever man.
Thank you.
Boneshard, you are a muscular man. You did not kill Chilfroy. Do you have an explanation, barbarian?
What was the?
She touches your bicep gently.
Yeah, what was the? I'm trying to remember, like what the, like what we pulled
I'm just gonna assume that vaguely unmannered and vaguely not that good at remembering things, but good at killing things, barbarian Boneshard remembers about as much as you do.
Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah, your intelligence is 25. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You just like shrug and like drink more ale and smile at her.
I mean, like there was, there was some things that came up.
You just grunt.
And then now he's over there. I don't know.
Well, he turns to you and says, "Regis, you're a clever man. If you think something suspicious is going on, please do come to me. I know you have your reasons to suspect my independent intrigues, but I truly do not trust what is happening with Agravain. And
but yeah, you work with a man, correct? At least you have.
Agravain? Myself?
She's one of Ermengarde's. I thought she was working with. Oh no, you're right. My apologies. I
thought she declared for Agravain.
As far as you know, she never declared. But
no, I thought she did.
I thought you declared for Agravain.
Good. I'm glad that I wasn't the only one who was confused about that.
Yeah.
I guess she went back to her keep after the feast and counted on Roland to save the day for her.
That's correct.
So, all right, very well. The fact of the matter is, while there was some wet work that you wanted done that unfortunately didn't get accomplished because of various complicated reasons, I don't need to go into the specifics, but is there a thread that you want us to pull on? I'm happy to do it. Your hands would be clean.
Please do come with me with any arcane goings on. I, unlike many of these fools, am an enchantress and educated in the, let us say, magical arts. It is well known. I need not hide it, but I think I might be able to lend some insight that these less lettered men, as she nods knowingly at Bone Shard, would not be able to understand.
I drink and smile.
Just like stare at her bosom.
I don't know anything about any of Ermengarde's men who dabble in the arcane arts. If you think that Agravain came here to acquire something or to...
Truly, my friend Regis, she touches your forearm. You smell her sweet perfume. I do not know exactly what is going on, but my sixth sense is tingling. She takes a swig of her chalice of wine and then saunters off, her close-fitting dress swaying in the tent.
So this is the first time that she had actually openly admitted to being an enchantress, correct?
Right, and there's nothing wrong with a noble woman being an enchantress. It would only be illegal if she was a man.
I was going to say, so women are exempt from that rule?
Right, they're allowed to study the magical arts, and they go and study with other enchantresses.
It's because men don't understand their moon blood.
In Bretonia, that is exactly how it works.
That sounds about right.
Some are suspicious that males with magical talents are offered up to sort of weird rituals of the lady, but the women keep all that shit to themselves. So she saunters off. Do you guys do anything in the rest of the evening? This would be the evening where Ermengarde asked you to try to assassinate Agravain in his tent.
Yeah. Well,
should we try to go talk to Agravain?
I was going to say that might not be a bad idea.
So you would either have to, for one, Sir Bohemond the Strong is standing close by. For two, they're clearly not welcoming strangers as they conduct peace talks at the main table. So you would be, I'm telling this because Regis would know, you would be rude and if you broke into their conversation because they're your betters.
Right. Fair enough.
But you could try and follow them when they go back to their tents for the night.
I will. I'm also curious to, there's this feast going on. I'm reasonably good at stealth. Outside the boundaries of the, pavilion or whatever they have set up here.
Yeah.
Is that more or less empty now with various drunken stragglers and?
Right. It's like that nighttime revelry where people are carrying lanterns.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take maybe half hour, 45 minutes if the feast looks like it's still roaring and going to be going on for quite a while, and skulk about, take a look at Agravain's encampment if I can, and make kind of a meandering path there. So A, it's difficult for someone to infirm where I'm headed, and B, to see if anything incidental is going on.
Sure. Make a stealth check to kind of get near his pavilion without being.
My stealth is 45. I got 38.
Okay. So you do so, and in the darkness and all that shit, it was super likely. His guards don't notice him, and you kind of you realize you can kind of crawl. Mm-hmm. And sneak under a side tent flap that wasn't tightly secured without probably being noticed. You don't have to make another roll, but
that's what I'll do.
Go into there. Okay. Mm-hmm. You go into the tent and you realize, unlike normal, you're a Bretonian, so you're familiar with this at this point, especially being around all these nobles. Unlike most noble tents that have been set up, there's hardly anything set up here. His bed isn't set up. He doesn't have a bunch of trunks open and all of that. There's some guards or men at arms about, but all that's been set up is kind of a quick writing desk and folding stool for him to maybe do some correspondence or something. And you can see a chest with maybe some extra clothing, but that's it. So there's no big tapestries set out or candelabras or all the normal stuff that you would expect. So
is there any correspondence on the desk?
So there are guards in here. You're in the shadows of the corner.
Right.
But you would have to kind of make it. You'd have to make a more difficult stealth check.
Ooh.
Well, that would lead me to believe that they're not planning on staying very long.
Right. But they never were, right? This whole thing was supposed to be a 1 or 2 day thing. It's fair enough, though. Do I hear any chatter in the camp? Is anyone talking about anything?
Make a gossip roll.
10.
Ooh, so you fit in as not recognized, but just like a normal nobleman or
I'm
something.
going to interrupt real quick.
Sure, Jarla.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to dip out. Yeah,
Okay.
I just am not.
I'm sorry about that, man.
That's all right.
Yeah,
You
I'm
guys-
glad you popped in for a while. I hope it wasn't too terribly boring.
No, it was fine.
Sorry, man.
It's all right. I just need to go to bed.
Go to bed, Brad.
I will.
Take some Pepto.
Another hell day.
All right, man.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
I'll
All
see
right,
you.
bye, buddy.
All right.
Good old Brad. That's such a bummer.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm glad he came out and said hi.
6 months that he has.
Oh man, brutal.
Well, that's Well, yeah, I don't. It's none of my business. It just sucks.
Whatever gets it done. I'm gonna swig to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, you gossiped successfully, and you can see the men, despite being supposedly from a besieged side, seem in very good spirits. But they also appear to be. This is maybe not unexpected, but they appear to be like, they're wary. They're looking around, and you talk to them as like a comrade or whatever, but they clearly know that you're not one of Agravain's men, and so are like, they're not hostile towards you, but they like hand you some wine and then watch what you're going. They're not just getting like rip roaring drunk like other people in camp are, and like really enjoying themselves. Like they seem prepared for
Trouble.
action or whatever.
Yeah.
But you get the impression that it's not like they're gonna like start attacking people in the night or something, but like they're just like not. I don't know. Like,
so I guess what I would do is to kind of make it as clear as possible that I'm an outsider, like a foreign observer. Act up my tipsiness a little bit, as if I've been a bit more lubricated than I have been, just like basically talk about how fascinating it is to watch foreign conflicts, how excited I am to go back to my homeland and share all the stories, and just sort of imply that if they want to boast about something, if they want me to take back any stories about them personally, I'd be happy to. Ask them what they think about what's going on in camp.
If you get like something crazy, like a critical success at a charm test, there might be something you can learn.
We'll do this legitimate and camera it just so.
Yeah, I mean this would be like a crazy roll.
My charm is 54, so it's pretty good. But I failed.
Oh, yeah, you didn't even succeed. I mean, like maybe if you'd gotten 5 successes.
Right.
All right, so yeah, they compliment you on your Estalian fashions, and otherwise though, just like share wine, talk about like stories of whores and children they've made and whatever.
Right.
Normal
stuff. You do. Fun.
I wonder if there's anyone else we can talk to. Does Lady Griselda seems to know more than she's letting on.
Yes. I mean, that sixth sense thing is clearly not the full truth. It's a shame that she wasn't willing to give us any more leads apart from Agravain. But I mean, there's got to be how many guys would we say that they brought here? Like hundreds? A couple hundred? 100?
Oh, in the camp tonight? Oh, not that many. Maybe 875 or something.
Okay, but enough to where if there could be a couple of people sneaking about that we wouldn't notice because of the level of the crowd. So there's like 40 people, right?
Did you guys share the letters you recovered from Lord Greenlee's castle from your first quest with Griselda?
With Griselda, I don't think that we told her about the letters, but I could be wrong. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
My recollection is that you did not, but sometimes
I think that from the beginning, obviously you're suspicious of the first characters who showed themselves in the campaign. So I think that
yeah, I think you were playing it close to the chest. Is
yeah,
that right? But you have those letters on you, right?
we do have them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I guess we could bring it up to her if maybe. The thing is, well, there's no reason to trust her at the same time. I don't know if it causes anything bad to happen if she knows at this point. It's
well, I would say, I would say, from Nick's tone, I would say that's a little bit of a Deus ex machina.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But
and he's still fucking eating. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I never finished. I took a break to run the game for y'all.
The thing is, if she's suspicious of Agravain being involved in arcane deeds,
but she's pretty involved in arcane deeds.
She is, but at least she has legal standing to do it. I mean,
well, yeah, and also we might have the whole thing wrong. She might have wanted all of that sorcery books and shit to like prove that that Agravain was in cahoots with the devil.
But as far as we know, she has no reason to suspect that Greeley was involved with Agravain or taking orders from him. Of course, she may have. I mean, she wouldn't.
Well, I don't know. What do those letters say?
They said something to the effect of, what was it, like further orders to follow something, and then it was signed A. It was pretty ambiguous, I think. But it was, but obviously they were working together on something.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I say it's worth a shot in the dark to
fill her in on it.
Yeah, or at least mention it in passing.
Yeah, I mean, she may demand to know why we didn't let her know, given that it seems relevant. But
well, yeah, but I don't know. She didn't seem too pissed that I fucked her and didn't do the thing she asked.
As I recall,
sure, you're just that good.
Let's see. I don't know which one. You're probably both on guard. Both of y'all make a perception roll.
My perception is 36. I fail badly.
Hang on. I fail.
Okay.
I'm going to use a fortune point on that. Just because.
Fortune point on that?
Yeah. I get 4. We'll use 1. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you and Jarlisle have a ton.
35. Perception is 36 by 1.
Okay. You see approaching past you, because you're at this point kind of talking to each other after parlaying with some of the guards. You can see that Agravain and Sir Bohemond the Strong and a couple men-at-arms are heading back to their tent. So clearly, like, the main peace talks have ended for the evening, and they're going back to sleep.
Okay. There was a
maybe 30 yards away from y'all.
I think I like Bohemond, but the reason why is there was a De Hautville King in Crusader Kings named Bohemond who I played as, who I really enjoyed.
Yes, so, he's a famous
the Crusader, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a fucking badass name.
It's great. Where was it going with that?
My chair wasn't so squeaky.
Anyhow, so people are going to bed. Agravain is not going to have time to have a whole side conversation. We can always find a way into Griselda's tent a little bit later, I think, just by saying she's expecting us, and I think she'll tolerate it. So I'm going to, as closely as I can, watch Agravain's entourage and see if anything is happening and people are still looking edgy, like they're about ready to start something.
So they go into his tent, and then how long do you wait? Is like
An hour.
An hour. After an hour, still nothing has happened.
And it's what time-ish would I guess now? Like 11 midnight?
Past midnight.
Past midnight.
12:30 or 1 now.
Well, I guess if Bonechard and I had discussed it, I could keep watch over the tent, and he could go and talk to Griselda about the letters, and then just double team it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can resist. I'm gonna get another beer.
What did you say, Nick?
Yeah, right after he said double team.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
I also will be back in 1 second.
Whatever, that joke's right up there with that's what she said. It's a great joke. I'm talking to no one but myself. That's good.
No, I'm here.
Hi. My friends left me to also get fresh beers.
No, I'm here.
Oh, hey, Joel.
Hey, what's up?
Where are you on this fine evening?
I'm still in Temple.
Woohoo! Do you have
There is that really good barbecue restaurant though.
What's the name of it again?
Miller's Smokehouse.
You went with us to. Yeah, so you tried Killian.
Yeah.
How far is Temple from Snows? Where is that at? Lexington?
Yeah, I think it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours, because it's out. Lexington's out by College Station, right?
Lexington, I've never heard of it before.
I thought it was west of 35. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so you are going to continue to wait. Are you going to go Bone Shard and talk to Griselda?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys split up. The thing with Griselda happens first. So do you just like ask your guards to wake her up and try and talk to her?
She's asleep.
You don't know.
I'll just tell her guards that she should be expecting me.
Okay, they duck inside the tent, and after a few minutes, it's not like she's gonna like don armor, so she doesn't have armor. She invites you in and pours you some wine.
Okay.
And, Bone Shard. So, for what reason do you come to my tent in the middle of the?
Well, I'm trying to think of
intentions, you tongue-tied barbarian.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think I'm going there under the guise of that. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I respect your covering of the intrigue. And I'm sure my guards will believe that, but I will not be making any moaning noises to distract them. She winks at you. And then sips some more of her wine. But truly, tell me, what business do you have?
Well, I was curious as to what you meant by your you had misgivings about Agravain.
Well, I'll be frank with you, Bone Shard, since you're a simpleton. I had some suspicion that perhaps he was involved with Greenlee because he had visited his castle a few months before some of the more recent rumors came out of Greenlee's lands about strange sightings and beastmen in the forest.
Yes.
I suspected.
Well, about that.
When I heard the Duke was meeting with him again. And so I wish to come along and try and see for myself. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Wait, I don't understand what she just said.
Oh, she said because of those suspicions, she decided to accompany the Duke to these peace talks.
Okay. Well, about that relationship, one of the things that we came across while we were at Lord Greenleaf's castle was was some correspondence that I have come to suspect might have been between him and Agravain.
And why? Well, for one, let us be frank. It's surely not that you came to suspect it, but your friend Regis, is it not? She chuckles to himself. No.
She's kind of a bitch.
No need to answer. I do not wish to befuddle you. But yes, why did you not tell me of this earlier? Or why did Regis decide not to tell me of this earlier?
Well, listen, we didn't know what your intentions were. We didn't know if you were dabbling in all this dark shit yourself and trying to get more power, more access.
She gives a drinker's hearty laugh. I am not going to be able to do a good impression, and then pours more wine in both of your goblets and says, "This is a fair point. To suspect a Aquitanian noblewoman of intrigue is a wise move. Regis has taught you well, Bonchard." She sips more from her wine and then says, "This is excellent information. Now my worries about Agravain's actions in this siege situation have only increased. I do not know what he is to do. There's nothing in the letters about what powers they are harnessing, correct?"
I still have the letter, right? Should
Yeah,
I just show it to her?
But like you and Mario were talking about a second ago, it doesn't have like a lot of in-depth information.
Wait, so what did she ask me?
If you have any particulars, like any specific information that would be helpful right now.
See, Mario, sidebar.
Yes.
I like that you lean forward, Mario.
Yes, of course.
Body language
matters. My child. We do have the information, but it's that it's that stuff that we gave the Duke too.
You're talking about that?
Yeah.
I guess if I was going to be fair, I would say that probably we just couldn't give you advice from afar. But if we're going to be a little bit meta-y,
make an intelligence test, Regis. Maybe you thought ahead to
success.
All right, tell him what you want, and we'll say that you guys discussed this before he went to go meet Griselda.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you get a different instinct, then cool. But we still don't know what she's all about, and
no, but
I don't know.
Well, I will say this though. It doesn't look like she's like attempted in any way, shape, or form to like harness the Beastmen.
No, as far as we know, it might make sense to at least talk about what the Duke suspects, rather than, well, it also wouldn't necessarily hurt anything if she knows that this may have happened and that the Duke suspects.
Yeah, well, I don't have to tell her that the Duke is the one that told us that he has those suspicions.
That's true. You could say that we stumbled across this and we suspected.
Yeah, we stumbled across this and we suspected, but I don't know if I should tell her that we found parts of that spell book that could cause the illnesses.
What we could say is that we copied some of it down to verify it later on, rather than stole pages.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because we were curious, and also again we didn't know what she was all about, we got some of it translated. And the thing is, it's fair to say that she'll already know a lot of this because probably,
yeah, she will.
Even though we have the pages,
but I would say the only caveat to all of this is that she asked us to kill a nobleman's son.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's within the bounds of typical, skullduggery.
Yeah, or maybe she knows something about the kid that.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Maybe he's like been impregnated with like spawn of demon child or something.
Friggin' parasites, man. Spawn chaos tapeworms.
Griselda looks down at this point in your tent while you're like thinking about this past conversation that you had. It's like, why is my earth moving and there's crawling over your boot?
Oh well, I thought you had a sixth sense about these kinds of things.
I do. It's creepy.
Yeah, I got a worm necklace. Shut up.
Love it.
She rolls her eyes. It's like
they're my bros.
But yeah, I guess the risk is that it's possible that the pages that we tore out are the only ones that reference this, and then she'll say, "Well, what the hell? That wasn't in the book that I read," and then we'll say, "Yeah, we sabotaged your book."
Yeah.
So, what level of detail do you give her, if any?
Okay, I think I should say. That we've had suspicions. We've learned some things about the past sicknesses that took the Duke's family. I won't tell her where it came from or anything like that.
Okay.
And that we know for almost a certain fact that this spell exists.
Okay, make an intelligence test. You don't have any relevant skills, so it's just raw intelligence. 25.
And that's an 18.
Ooh. Okay, so she has no further questions and nods and says, "Interesting. I do believe something sinister then, and magical, is going on with Agravain. But there's nothing we can warn the Duke about. In particular, he can still seek peace. And just at that moment, both you... Oh, make a perception check, Mario. Both you and Regis...
Success.
Excellent. I'll tell you what you perceive in just a second.
Wait, why did I need to make an intelligence test for her to just tell me there's nothing we can do?
No, it wasn't. The intelligence test you were making is to not fuck up delivering the message and convey more than you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
And have her have like follow-up questions and shit like that. So the thing that happens right then is that you hear alarm bells coming from the direction of the Duke's tent. And like the scrambling of men, and not like combat, but just like find the healer. Someone's going about, and men start running around with lanterns and that sort of thing. And then Mario, you at this time see there's the sound of horses from the other side of Agravain's tent. And you can see a whole troop of knights, including Agravain himself, start cantering or galloping at a somewhat fast pace off towards the castle. There's maybe 15 mounted men. All of them look like heavily armored knights.
I'm tempted to crossbow Agravain in the back just to be a dick, but instead I'm going to try to follow as stealthily and quickly as I can.
Without a horse, you will not be able to keep up.
Are there any horses that are strapped to posts around here?
Like you're going to steal a horse?
Yeah.
You can. There is a horse nearby. you would have to make like an animal care test to get it to obey you.
Is that fellowship?
I don't know what animal care is.
No, animal husbandry is its own skill.
Do you know if it's? You know what? I'm gonna have to look it up. 1 second. Oh wait, I have a little cheat sheet, so it should be faster. 1 second. I'll have to flip through a book. I just don't know if it's intelligence or fellowship. And in this particular instance, I want to know.
Wait, so while you're looking that up, just so I'm clear about what just happened.
So from your perspective, Bone Shard, you just hear like an alarm sound from the, like men yelling alarm, like, and it's confused shouting back and forth from the direction of the Duke's tent. The Duke needs aid.
Okay, and then a bunch of horses immediately start galloping off towards which castle?
You're not close enough to Agravain's tent.
No, I know, but like which castle are they galloping towards? I know that
they're galloping towards Agravain's besieged castle. But you don't know that.
But I don't know that. Okay.
Right. Yeah. That's all. Oh my god.
So I won't take any action that decries that knowledge.
Wait, I don't know what you just meant to say.
I won't take any action that would.
Okay. Yeah. Rely.
Be predicated. That would be predicated upon this.
Okay. It's intelligence, Mario. So I assume you don't have any animal.
No. Yeah. 31. So we'll see how this goes. I fail.
Okay. So
points, so I'm not going to use a fortune point.
You spend the time you would need catching up to them, wrangling with the horse and unhooking it, and it like starts like neighing at you and like almost rearing up, and so you're just like, this is not going to work. Like they gallop out into the distance, and at this point, you did succeed at perception, and so you can kind of see, or you can hear the sounds of them galloping at full speed back up towards the castle.
Sons of bitches.
Agravain's men start packing up their gear and rolling up the tents, and like in general, the whole camp around you is packing up to go back towards the castle. All right. Do you guys do anything in the direction of Agravain's tent or anything like that? Especially you, Bone Shard, who's had some time.
So what do I know is going on at this point?
Right. Exactly. Griselda's like, go investigate that, barbarian.
Okay, so I'm going to go check it out.
You go marching over to...
I like squeeze her boob on the way out or something.
She slaps your hand before you even get close. And you approach the Duke's tent. And several knights, as you approach, draw swords and say, "State your business, barbarian."
I'll show him the ring that I have.
They escort you instead, still suspicious, but obviously you've got a right to be there. And they lead you into the tent, and you can see that there is a woman chanting over the Duke who looks stricken and pale, and he is stripped down to the waist. And you can see that there's a large mark in the center of his chest. And it looks kind of like, I'm just going to draw it and show it to you guys. It almost looks like it's burned onto his chest, but it's not like a fiery brand burn. It's like infection or like a welt or something like that, like almost looking.
Some bitch.
Okay, so that's some fucking, that's some black magic shit.
Right, and the damsel who's chanting over him appears to be like a priestess of the lady.
Do I know, by the way, offhand, what who the heir is if he dies?
The Duke has one daughter.
Would she inherit?
No, whoever she ends up marrying would inherit.
So it would be a regency in the meantime?
How old is the daughter?
Yeah. Mario, make an intelligence roll. See if you know.
I fail.
Okay, you don't know. So, what do you do, Bone Chart, upon seeing this scene?
I think my gut reaction would be to get Lady Griselda.
Okay, you go back and get Lady Griselda and tell her that the Duke has this like situation going on. And throws on, like a cloak and comes with you. And then by the time you get back with Lady Griselda, you're given admittance because of your signet ring. And by the time you get back, the lady that was chanting over the Duke turns up and she looks quite pale. And she says, "I have preserved his life, but nothing more." And she was like almost like talking out in despair. And she says this to you, Bone Shard. If you want, Regis, you can approach the Duke's tent at this point too.
No, I will. Yes, I will. May as well.
So you're involved in this audience as well, basically. Mm-hmm. And she turns to you both and Griselda and says, and like seems like she comes back into the present reality. She says, I have stopped the infection from killing him, but there's nothing more I can do. And now he sleeps. The healing will be enough to sustain him, but the curse must be removed. What do you know of this?
This curse
looks just pale and shocked.
This curse has nothing in common with what we read on those pages, does it?
Correct. That was like a demon summoning or like curse. There was like a chaos corruption style ritual in there, according to the scholar you talked with. But
still, it seems very important that this guy survive, and it may at least put them on the right path if there's some kind of common course of treatment. So I think that I would take the priestess aside and say we've corresponded with the Duke, and we believe that this has something to do with his dead family members. And I show her the pages and I say, this may have nothing to do with what was done to him just now, but we believe that that whoever killed his brothers may be behind this. They use these.
You can see a flash of anger in Griselda's eyes out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah, well, she can suck it.
But she doesn't say anything. She knows like there's a more important situation. She says, I do not know these symbols, but as you can see, they're not the same as the symbol burned in his chest by the interloper.
How long do you think he has?
I can sustain him with the prayers of the lady. Fortunately, he is favored by the Grail, and he will be able to survive as long as I can stay with him. But there is no cure, and he must sleep this whole time. What becomes of the realm? Do you have any clues as to who may have caused this?
Agravain ran out the moment this began. And all his men.
You must go to him and find out how he can solve it. She blurts out.
Yes, I think that I can be persuasive. But while the Duke is incapacitated, who's going to run the realm? I'm sure that this has been worked out.
The damsel says, "This is for courtiers. You would have to, or courtiers. You would have to speak to the seneschal. He may know."
I think that it makes sense to do that before we head out because it may be relevant.
So you find the seneschal shortly. He was outside giving orders and talking to guards and things like that. And he says, you're one of the agents of Schrodegar, correct?
I worked for Schrodegar.
Yes, that is exactly what I just said. Do not waste my time, sir. And he turns to you and he says, yes, what business do you have with me?
The Duke is incapacitated. The realm is going to
Clearly
enter.
don't.
Yes.
He's treating you like a peasant because he doesn't know you as a noble. Go on.
That's fine. It is my task to identify the cause of this and the motives behind whoever happened to cause this to occur. Who stands to administer the realm in his state of incapacitation?
He narrows his eyes, suspicious of why you're asking the questions. Make a charm test to see if he'll tell you.
Charm is good. Yes, it is. 4 degrees of success.
Oh my. He says, I will have the regency and empower any orders in the Duke's name until his daughter marries and therefore comes to majority.
Can I infer whether there's a certain hunger in his voice, if he's really happy about having this power, or
make, another fellowship test?
Fellowship is 50?
There's like an intuition.
1 degree of success.
But anyway, I don't think you have it.
No.
So with the 1 degree of success, no, he seems to truly want to shepherd the realm for the sake of the Duke. And you've gossiped and stuff in this realm for a while, and so you know the Seneschal Byron is a loyal man, by all rumor as well.
Okay.
He says, do you have a way to heal the Duke?
I don't, but I can either find a way or I can punish those responsible.
What do you need? This would be a worthy quest.
I plan to infiltrate Agravain's castle. I plan to find the responsible party because it seems clear that someone, perhaps even the Count himself, is he a Count? Whatever he is.
Yeah. We'll say he's a Count.
Right.
He's not a Duke.
Was behind it. He fled immediately, which is, I would say, suspicious. Would you not agree?
He's gone from the camp? Yes. This raises many suspicions. I can provide you with maps of the castle, and I do have in my service several shepherd boys and scullery maids who have serviced the castle before that we captured amongst the baggage train of the Duke. Count.
Yeah, speaking with them would be lovely.
So I think we should also speak with Ermengarde before we leave to see how the talks went.
So you can go to his tent. I don't know if you want to go with Byron right now and have him show you the maps first, or do you want to go talk to Ermengarde first?
I think it's useful information either way.
I'd say Ermengarde first, just to get as much info as possible before worrying about the logistics.
Yeah, he tells you to come back to this tent, and he will show you. And then you see him look over to the sleeping Duke and shake his head in sadness. Oh, poor realm. And then you guys go off to Ermengarde's tent as you are led there by a few guards. And his guards at his tent say, Lord Ermengarde will receive no visitors. And you can hear a coughing, hacking sound from inside the tent. Speaking of which, both of you guys make endurance checks at +20. If you don't have the endurance skill, it is your toughness.
Toughness at +20, you say? 1 degree of success.
Okay, Joel?
Wait, +20 makes it easier, right?
Yeah, you have +20 easier, so...
Yeah, +20 to the target, not to the roll. Right, okay. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm peeing.
Target. You're going to go pee?
I am peeing.
Okay, so you can't roll, I get it.
My toughness is pretty good, though. Hang on.
It's 45 or 49 or something. 44. You have endurance, so your skill is 49.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, so you guys are fine. So you hear him coughing, and his guards are admitting no entry to Ermengarde's tent.
Okay, then we should interrogate the scullery maids.
Okay, so by the time you get back, the senator... Sure.
Well, wait. Before we leave,
Yeah.
We tell the guards that the Duke has fallen ill, and we suspect black magic. We need to see Ermengarde immediately.
Do you want to make an intimidate check? That sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
If you wanted, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it. I rolled a 34. I don't know what. I think that works.
Oh, you have 1 degree of success, and I think it goes off your strength of all weird things. Anyway, yeah. So they stand aside and let you enter the tent.
Cool.
What do you guys? So you see Ermengarde is coughing on the bed he's set up, and there's some like flecks of blood and spittoon type thing that he's coughing into, and he looks up and he says, "Ugh, oh, I have such a tremendous headache." And he looks pale and has the same sort of like red little acne looking thing starting to appear on his face as you saw in Chilfroy earlier.
I think we'll have to make this brief. There's no time for pleasantries. What did you discuss with Agravain?
We came to no conclusions. He refused to entirely surrender. In fact, he seemed to just be prevaricating. Do you know what that word means, barbarian?
I'll figure it out. Keep going.
That is all I know. What has happened to the Duke? I heard a commotion and yelling.
He's fallen ill. You should see a priestess. Gotta go. Bye.
You hear more coughing as you leave the tent. So as you go back to the Seneschal's tent, sure enough, there is a young-looking shepherd boy type dude in there, and they're both pointing to a map. And as you guys enter, the Seneschal waves you over with his rich fur-lined robe and says, he shows you a map of the castle. Let's see. And sorry, I'm going to have to peek over the top. Can you guys see this?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like the top view, and this is the gatehouse. These are the walls. This back part is like the hill or whatever. And so this is a view from the front. And then this is a view from the back. And these are little like rocky areas, but it's climbable. And then these little like things are sewage effluent, kind of like grates. They're like sewage holes where they like dump poop and stuff. That would be a way that you could sneak into the castle through the rear, as explained by both the Seneschal and the shepherd.
Yeah, I can't imagine no matter what story we sell, they're going to let us into the front door. Grates aren't a bad idea.
Also, that's the crappiest map I've ever seen.
Fuck you. What are you talking about? It's got 3 different views of the same structure. That's some badass shit.
Yeah, but it's not like a floor plan.
Mario.
like I'm saying, like as an intelligence tool, it's just a drawing of the castle.
Yeah, that's what a map is.
I love that shit. Have you ever played the first and second Thief games back from the 90s?
You know who is obsessed with those, Joel, is Chris Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I did, and I also watched my friend Chris Reynolds play like a solid amount. I tried to.
So you begin with a map of a building that would be the best intelligence that you could get from it, and they'd be like half done and these like rough sketches, and you had to just infer what the hell was supposed to be going on from. It was fantastic.
Those were such great games. I just never put enough time into it to get good. I tried Thief 3.
It was bad, but it didn't have the same magic.
Right. And I was like, I don't know. I wasn't going to get an emulator to play Thief 1 or whatever. But anyway, so they discuss the map with you, and they give you a copy of the like overhead map. And if you've got any questions about the layout or whatever, they're happy to answer them.
Yeah, like like where are the Palisades and blah 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 blah. And
So
like,
it's basically like there's a big keep tower with like a high tower out the back, and there's like I don't know, like a murder area. So I'm gonna show you guys the map again. The drawing, Joel.
oh, that's the Shepherd Boys. If they were to sneak into the castle, which they may have done in the past, what's the best way to do it?
So they say if the gates are closed, they would use the sewage grates. But you have to be strong to move them out of the way, and they might make a little bit of noise. Or you can try and squeeze through. But a man of your stature, sir, I don't think there's any way you could squeeze through. I don't have a Cockney accent, so you got what you just heard. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But you can climb along the back end of the castle route, and then it'll be pretty easy to get to the grates.
All right. Well, I think we should probably do that tonight because they're probably not going to be looking for intruders immediately.
That's fair enough. Before they have a chance to hole up again, we could follow on the heels. Yes, let's do that.
Yeah.
So what preparations do you make for your expedition out to?
We're going to need some rope. We're going to need also.
Do you wear your armor? Like, I know, Joel, you have like chainmail.
Yeah. Is there a way to store it to where it doesn't like make noise?
No.
Like, can I throw it in like a sack and then like?
So you've got it on top of leather, so it'll only make a little bit of noise. Your bigger issue is that it's going to make climbing really hard because it's heavy.
I'm also really strong.
That's true. So, I mean, you're going to be making, you don't have athletics or climb, but you're going to be making.
No, I think I do.
You have access to climb. You have put no points into it.
I have access. I have access.
You put
to
all
swords.
4 points that you had into increasing your strength.
Yeah, which would mean it would make it really easy to climb up the side of a fucking mountain.
So your climb check is 56. If you wear your armor, it's going to be 46.
That's not really that bad, actually.
And then, Mario, is there any particular preparations you make?
Well, hang on. I am also going to see if I can round up some flasks of oil and some rags.
Like oil for burning?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good
for Molotov cocktail time.
Yeah, there's that too.
Equipment type stuff. So let me see how much that will or what that will do. Antitoxin kit. I don't know if there is burning oil.
Bullshit. There's got to be you've got to be able to buy torch oil in bulk, and somebody has it.
Some goddamn Greek fire. Hook us up, man.
Well, it's not going to be Greek fire.
No, it's not going to be Greek fire. But like I would want to burn someone alive with it.
Right. You do want to douse somebody in oil and light them aflame. As one does.
I should run in about 15, by the way, guys, if that's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to have to actually probably cut this short pretty quick.
Well, yeah, I thought we'll finish up the preparation and then start with you guys climbing on the side of the wall as soon as.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing exactly how much it would cost or what it would do. So what we'll say is we'll give you 3 doses is what you can obtain and subtract 3 gold crowns.
That's really expensive for something that's really cheap.
Oh, right, because you just want lamp. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's only 2 shillings. So subtract half a gold crown, and then yeah, we'll say you can get 4 flasks of lamp oil,
Okay.
and then do you guys have lanterns, or do you want to buy lanterns?
A lantern. Yeah, actually, one that has a closable hatch, whatever that's called.
Oh, a hooded lantern.
A hooded lantern, even. Yay.
Okay, so you can get 2 lanterns for 1 gold crown.
I spend that happily.
Okay, if you guys could.
It's and I'm sure I could probably procure a flint and steel
To light shit. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain
Yeah.
in the ass, but I mean, it's not like you have.
Well, I mean, like it's
Suppose.
it's probably a skill that I would have come across.
Oh no,
And
yeah,
I
it's not a problem. I barely want to make you pay for it, so just write it down.
yeah.
No, I'm coming at it the other way. All right, so you guys got all your fire shit. You got rope, grappling hooks. You're gonna wear your armor, Joel.
I think so.
Let me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check so I don't fuck you. I'm gonna double check and make sure it's only -10 on your climb check. Yes, it appears to only be -10. So cool.
Also, can we instruct the shepherd boys to or perhaps the seneschal
Mhm.
to make some sort of a distraction while we're climbing up, so that it's less likely that they will hear us?
The only distraction I can think of, says the seneschal, is do you wish many men to lose their lives in an assault to bring attention away from your climbing endeavors?
Do you want the Duke to live?
He nods sagely and says, I will take a pick of the bravest knights to attempt to take the gate to the best of their ability. Actually, I mean, it's a strategically sound plan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm writing down that the seneschal agreed. Orders assault, while you guys are going to climb around the back. And the shepherds show you a route where there's like some light forest, and so you'd be very limited in terms of like visual exposure to the castle guards. And especially if there's going to be an assault, they'll be distracted by that, and it'll be hard to see you guys.
Also, we need to plan what the fuck we're gonna do once we're in there.
Well, once we're in there, we can hopefully take some guards down and put their stuff on so we can walk around in disguise.
Ooh, I like that.
We can find our way to Agravain by hook or by crook, and hopefully in the middle of whatever chaos is going on
Does
the gate.
does your disguise skill work on me?
Work on you? Oh, I mean, can I? So I don't. Here's the thing: I don't actually have disguise as a skill. I have a secret identity.
And
Well,
so
yeah.
he got all the shit for his secret identity, but he doesn't like. He's not just like, ooh, disguised.
Right, but so we
Like,
probably.
but would he like? I guess my question is would he have the ability, to recognize what would be like a passable?
Oh yeah,
That sounds about right. Yeah.
yeah.
like if we find
like,
a guard and
or what? Yeah.
like if we
Mhm.
kill a guard, I mean, I'm just assuming I'm just gonna like take their helmet or whatever.
Right.
But like I'm a giant dude that like everyone in the land has seen recently because of the arm wrestling contest.
That's fair enough. I have skills that would maybe be relevant to that, like charm and gossip and haggle and stealth and sleight of hand might all be relevant to how you might come across to somebody else.
But you won't even have to make a check. I mean, like, you can see if he's going to look ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah. So like, so hopefully we find a guard with a helmet. It's
really going to depend on how dumb the person looking at you and how like far away and in the shadows you stand, Joel.
Sure. But in theory, if we can do
like,
that,
stealth is not my forte.
But if we can do that, how tall are you?
I'm like 6'9". It's
so
ridiculous.
Stick out like a sore thumb, even from a distance.
Look, I mean, he's like the mountain, but the barbarian version, and Sir Bond is like the mountain, the regular version.
Maybe we can get like some big boots for you, and you can stick your, fold your legs up and stick your knees in them, and do kind of that weird chicken walk.
Yeah, because that won't look weirder than just being tall.
Well, won't be weird at all.
Okay, guys. Well, we will start with the assault, and you guys climbing around the back while men are charging to their necessary deaths.
Yes.
Can you guys?
I mean, is there a possibility that they'll even break through?
What do you mean? That they'll win? Yeah. Highly unlikely. I mean, like, you saw a map of the castle. Like, they'll probably just get burning oil poured on. Are you guys available Tuesday?
Tuesdays are usually eaten up.
Okay. Monday
should be okay.
Do you guys mind trying for Monday? And then if that doesn't work, we'll do Wednesday. But I'm watching the baby until Catherine gets back from a school event.
Sure.
So it should be fine, but
yeah.
My only concern is I think Monday Brad gets his chemo dose again.
Oh, so there's no way. Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but we may want to ask. If not,
that's a good point, Joel. Well, so I'll ask Brad, and then if he doesn't, we'll try for Monday. But like, I'll just keep your Wednesday clear, because Wednesday's probably more likely.
Yeah, any day but Tuesday should be okay.
Yeah. Okay. I may have some late nights coming up, but I will try and keep those on like.
Yeah, if you find out that your late night is Wednesday, then we'll definitely try to do.
Well, I control that though, so.
Oh, okay.
So I can work around it, but like, worst case, if it comes to be, like, I might have to just say like, hey, I got to work late tonight. But
so we'll stay